As a busy entrepreneur, do you struggle finding time to take care of yourself? Are you last on your to do list or maybe not there at all? In this video, I'm going to share 5 things you can do to take care of your business and fit self care back into your life. I'm Dr. Geneva, entrepreneur, executive, community leader with over 30 years in leading organizations, coaching hundreds, and raising millions for initiatives. And I've worked over the years to prioritize me. What I've learned is self-care is a topic that entrepreneurs can't afford to ignore, especially female ones. It's no secret that women in general tend to look out for others more than for themselves. If you're an entrepreneur like I am, we are more likely to do without the things we love and focus on clients or business instead. Working all the time or feeling guilty if you're not working. Worse, we feel as if the harder we work, the more work there is to do. Overwhelm and distraction pile on the stress. Soon, we're caught in a squeaky hamster wheel, always running but getting nowhere. By changing your habits enough to invest time in your own self-care, you can actually do more for your clients and followers and do it in a more focused, efficient, and enjoyable manner. Regular self-care can help you avoid mental as well as physical exhaustion. You can't be a shining example to your clients, family, and community when what you're actually modeling in the real world is a blatant disregard for your own physical and emotional well-being. Now, I believe that we have to work so that we no longer are feeling like we're spinning our wheels, and so we can be happier and healthier and more in love with our business than ever before. So now listen. You don't have to practice all the 5 suggestions that I have for you. However, I'd like you to keep an open mind as we explore them and consider how you can personalize and make at least one of these ways work for you. 1, establish a quitting time and stick to it. So create a specific time to stop for yourself every day, even if you only work 3 days a week. And believe me, there's nothing more luxurious than clocking off without guilt. That's what setting a consistent quitting time helps you do. Decide, for example, that you'll power down your laptop every weekday at 7 p.m. no matter what. Then do it. Number 2, establish a regular self-care routine. So we want you to fill your well of creativity and recharge your physical, spiritual, and emotional batteries and be a better goal setter and become more effective and even refill your confidence well. And so having this regular routine will help do all that. Now, here's the quick, tricky part, and that is that many of us are quick to say, I ain't got no time. And it's an excuse when you're trying to implement a self-care plan. The fact of the matter is, if you don't take care of yourself, eventually your time for others will diminish. There will be simply less and less time of yourself to offer if you aren't refilling your self-care on a very regular basis. Many things we do for self-care, these self-care techniques, take only a few minutes, like pausing 10 times and taking 10 breaths. And others may take several hours, like going and getting yourself a luxurious massage or reading a good book. So it's entirely up to you and your schedule, but don't make the grave mistake of denying yourself altogether. Meditation can take 5 or 10 minutes once you get the hang of it. A 10-minute walk. Surely there are 10 minutes in the day you can spare. Let's put it into perspective on how easily we can cheat ourselves out of self-care with lame excuses, okay? So, how many times do you pick up your smartphone to check social media or your email? If you don't know how much time you spend on your phone with mindless activities, there's some apps that can track that. You might be shocked at the results. So my only point is if you can pick up your phone and look at it for 10, 15, 20 minutes, you can take that same amount of time and do some self-care techniques, all of them in the time slots you've made available for other activities. Here's another practice you can do so that you can fit self-care into your busy schedule. And that is choose self-care strategies that fit. So now when we talk about self-care, there are really several areas where self-care applies. Psychological, such as, listening to music, aromatherapy, counseling. There's the area of emotional self-care, where you can talk to a trusted friend or journal or read self-help books. Spiritual, where you get into meditation and positive affirmations and you spend time in nature. Physical, and this is the one that people often think about when they think of self-care, but as you see, there are other ways. But that physical, that group fitness class or yoga or stretching or walking or running or jogging, hiking or swimming. And finally, social self-care, where you join a book club or you're part of a support group or you have a great meal with friends or you volunteer at a school or nonprofit. So when you think about self-care and you kind of think about the activities and the strategies that fit, just don't think it's one thing to go get a massage or to do something physical. You can do things that are psychological, emotional, and social. So this gives you a wide array of self-care activities to choose from. The fourth thing that I'd like to drop on you for you to think about is consciously avoid the negative. This is another way to practice self-care. Now, naturally, this doesn't mean refusing to deal with unpleasant situations when you're responsible for handling them. It doesn't mean sticking your fingers in your ears and singing, la, 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 I'm going to ignore this, I'm going to avoid this, when someone in your family, let's say your daughter, comes to you and she twisted her ankle. No, it doesn't mean any of that. But it does mean that you can take steps to reduce the bombardment, the constant, unnecessary negativity. That's some word to put together, but you hear me. Unnecessary negativity we all face. Here are a couple of ways that you can do to get rid of the negatives in your life, starting right now. You can stop reading, watching, listening to the news. You can stop watching negative TV shows. You can turn down invitations to hang out with negative people. You know what I'm talking about, those life force drainers, those people that just suck the life out of you with their negativity. You can unfollow the whiners on social media, folk that really ain't bringing you no value, but all they do is whine, whine, whine. You can ditch the negative talk, the negative self-talk. And whenever this happens, whenever you call yourself stupid or find yourself reinforcing negative messages from the past by saying things like, I can't do this, learn how to reframe straight away out loud. So for example, if you you find yourself facing stressful financial situations by constantly thinking, I'm so bad with money, and I used to do that. I used to think that I just didn't have it together when it came to deal with money. And I would say, I'm not good with money. Now I say something like, sometimes I find it stressful when I deal with money or to pay a bill, but I can easily fix that right now and take care of what I need to do. And then figure out how and just do it. So those are just a few suggestions I'm hoping that might be meaningful to you. And so you can stop that negative self-talk. And the fifth thing is do something you love every day. Now, what we're more likely to do, especially as entrepreneurs, is forego the things we love and focus on our clients and businesses instead. This response is short-sighted. Most of the problems we feel we have to take care of instead of taking time for ourselves will still be there tomorrow. Doing something that we love every day keeps life joyful and recharges our emotional batteries and reminds us that sometimes living can be satisfying, fun, and fulfilling. So spend an hour in your garden. Take your nieces to the movie. Go on a real date with your partner. Research medieval history or something you saw that really fascinates you. Go listen to that band. You only live once. Make sure you get off that duty treadmill every day. So those are 5 ways that you can still take care of your business, but fit in self-care into your schedule so that, in fact, you prioritize you. Remember, if you're an entrepreneur, you are your brand, okay? So you want to make sure that you're the best that you can be because, hey, you it. And don't let the challenges wear you out. Make yourself a priority. Invest in yourself. Be the person you want to be. Surround yourself with positive people and lift yourself up rather than being dragged down at any time. And don't neglect your self-care. Engage in activities that help and heal and inspire. Open yourself up to fun and remember to relax. And you know what? Before you know it, you'll love your life again and you won't have any more problems in taking a little time for healthy self-care. I hope you've enjoyed these tips. I would love to hear from you. What are the kinds of things that you do for self-care? Just drop them in the comments below. I'll see you next time.